Hey guys, SkyPoint here. In this video, I want to show you a couple of matches I've had with Luther since the Balance Pass patch which happened yesterday. But first, I actually want to talk about Luther because in my patch video, I talked about him being nerfed. But actually, it's more like balanced because his ability also got slightly buffed. Take a look at the text for the transformed Luther. If we go down the list of cards here to the Arch Betrayer, it's still 2 energy. It says take control of an enemy troop with 5 or less health. What's missing, which I didn't note yesterday, is it no longer says a damaged enemy troop. So you can actually take control of a full health enemy without having to have any way of damaging it available first, which is actually a little bit of a buff. What this means is that Luther is able to quickly grab any low or medium health troops, and it's only the very tough high health troops who then continue to pose a big danger to him. Alright, before we take a look at the matches, let me talk through my Luther deck over here. So this is pretty straightforward. It's actually quite balanced between tactics and troops, very skewed towards cheaper cards. Essentially, I wanted to trigger Luther's Reckoning, for which, if we go and take a look at that one again, his new Reckoning starts at a cost of 30 and it goes down by 2 whenever you put in a play with Duplicitous. So the core principle of my deck is that I want to be playing as many troops with Duplicitous as possible until 8 energy, at which point I can play Caliban's Heart over here. Oh god. And by putting 5 Jaegers in play, and those guys all have Duplicitous, I lower the cost of the Reckoning by 10 points. So, let's run through this. First of all, with lots of cheap troops and cards in hand, it's very easy to empty out your hand size. So I do have Lectitio Divinatis, which is probably the fastest way to draw cards. Next, Local Uprising. This is a great card for Luther's Reckoning because it puts into play 2 Jaegers, so it lowers the cost of his Reckoning by 4 in total. I've got 1 Hadwin squad. I'm still not totally happy with these guys. They die a little too easily, but yeah, they are there. If I need to replace a card, these will be the first to go. Ariok Recon squad. These are for anti-stealth mostly, pair of them, and they're also if I'm against a warlord who does not have stealthy units, they're pretty good. Like, they've got Duplicitous, so the enemy warlord can't hurt them, and with 3 attack they can lay down the pain. Astartes recruits are very solid for this approach. With 3 health, they tend to stick around long enough that you can either attack with them. They work well with Luther's base ability, which is giving -3 to an enemy, so they can attack and not take any damage. And with 3 health, they can stick around for some buffs later if needed. Lord Malchiel helps me just play ahead of curve, so that's always handy. Aleka squad, very good. This is again another card which puts 2 Duplicitous troops in play, and so it lowers the cost of the Reckoning by 4. Since I have so many cheap troops, it's quite easy to fill up my board, or nearly fill it up, so Betrayal is extremely handy as a tactic. Master Ramiel can make my cheap troops into something dangerous, and if not, well, he's got Duplicitous, so he helps to make my Reckoning cheaper. Aspirants of the Order, another great card because it puts in 2 Duplicitous troops. Caliban Knight, also, usually you want to play it for generating Duplicitous troops. He's Duplicitous himself, but if needed, really needed, you can use it for the flank ability to attack an enemy that has to be taken out. Strategic Mastery, with all of those cheap troops I have, you need this in order to make them dangerous. Tarshan squad is there to bail me out of trouble. It's one of the, I think, the only troop in my deck which does not have Duplicitous. Irresistible Charisma turns the enemy's strength against him. I absolutely adore this card. Brand of Fire is actually another troop in my deck without Duplicitous. Again, this is for removal and, well, it's basically there to act mostly as hard removal. Behind enemy lines, once I have all these cheap troops, I probably want to do a lot of damage with them. And then lastly, Caliban's Heart, which is critical for this build, because usually with the troops you can get your Reckoning cost down to 18 or 16 energy by the 8 energy turn, and then you really need Caliban's Heart to push that cost down and be able to activate it. Alright, with that, let's go ahead and take a look at some battles. First fight over here is against Barbin Falk, and I really wanted to show you the importance of having some area damage and anti-stealth from this. So in general, I want to start with a 2 energy troop. Lectitia Divinatus is very useful to have early on. I did not get a 2 energy troop, so I'm doing a replace, and I'm keeping Lectitio. And I have a 2 energy troop against Barbin Falk. You know he's going to play that Iron Warriors Soldier Taranthakos Veterans and play Stealth on top. So I want to sit on my Ariak Recon until the Stealth Veterans hit the board. Luckily for me, he hasn't put anything on the board yet. He's doing the usual aggressive Barbin Falk play. So this is where I play Lectitio. Good, I have another Ariak Recon, but as I said, I really want to sit on those until the Taranthakos Veterans come out. Ravaged City. Oh, okay, interesting. Why would he have Ravaged City in his deck? Okay, well here we go. Now I've got a troop I can play. It's got Duplicitous, so his Warlord cannot hit it. But, let's take a look here. Oh yeah, that's what I thought. Precision Bombardment comes out, knocks him off. Bye-bye, and he drew a card. The Barbin Falk deck is all about milling through your deck as quickly as possible to get the cards you need for his lethal combo. Hey, look at that, he already has, I think, 9 cards in hand. For that matter, so do I. But he's going to draw up to 10. Alright, here comes Caliban's Knights, and as I said, we're trying to throw out all the duplicitous troops we can. Okay, there's a vehicle that's going to draw out his Taranthakos Veterans, I'm sure. So I'm practically guaranteed that he has them now. And he's just healing up to try and keep himself in the safe zone. I actually started with 5 more health than him, and now I'm on 1 point less health. Alright, so Master Ramiel and those guys. Wipe out that vehicle and create another duplicitous troops. In that turn I got 3 duplicitous troops down, so my Arch Betrayer cost has come down to 18. Big hit over there. He didn't quite wipe everything out. Let's just keep going ahead with the duplicitous. So Aspirants of the Order. Oh, I accidentally played one of my Ariak Recons before. That was not smart of me. Only one of those cards left. Okay, at least my board presence is looking dangerous. Although, with Master Ramiel dead, my board presence is significantly less menacing. And there we go. That's what I knew was coming. And the escape vent on it. Great. Okay, fortunately, I still have one of my Ariak Recons, so those guys are going to hit the board now, which reveals his troop. We're going to use my counterattack ability and do a little bit of damage to those guys right now. There we go. Let's attack. Oh, I should have played Betrayal first. Oh, actually, no, I see what I'm up to. Troop. And now use Betrayal. I could have also done Local Uprising into Betrayal for a little bit more damage, but whatever. I could have played that turn slightly better and done more damage with Betrayal. Ooh, speaking of damage, there's a full board wipe. Nice. And another vehicle, which is going to draw another Taranthakos Veteran. Alright. Oh, this will work out well for me though. So, we're going to drop Caliban's Heart, and so first of all, what you're going to see is that will actually lower the cost of my Reckoning now to 0. Which meant I could have played it right now. But let's wipe out those guys. And do all the damage over there. And and play the Arch Betrayer. Mostly for the little bit of extra health it gives me, 5 points of extra health.
It's not in my nature to back down.
Alright. And now, of course, there comes the last Taranthakos veterans. Here comes the escape vent to hide it. What is he going to do for 5? If he has a board wipe, I'm in trouble. Nope, no board wipe. He is just trying to lower my troop count. But unfortunately for him, I have 5 units on the board, so my behind enemy lines is going to do 10 points of damage, which will kill that Taranthakos veteran and wreck him as well. So let's go ahead and do that. Boom. Bye-bye to my guys. I can go ahead and, well, let's use Lecticio to draw some cards, and now I can just go ahead and attack him directly. He's in a very tough situation. I actually have lethal next turn. I can drop Brand of Fire and use its ability to do 3 points of damage. However, I just could not resist the opportunity to do a little bit of grandstanding over here. So watch this. I drop that, get flank, hit his big strong guy, Erasmus Golg, and then I bring Erasmus Golg over to my side because he's got less than 5 health. He then generates a frontline troop.
I'm in no mood for jests. Be thankful I still allow you to...
And he quit. He knew it's over at that point. So, I mean, in that particular match, I mean, Luther's Reckoning didn't make a big difference. I could have won without triggering it. Let's go ahead and take a look at a different match, though. Alright, this one is against Kamba Diaz. So... against Imperial Fists, I don't worry too much about stealth units, so I can go ahead and play Ariok Recon immediately. I don't have anything for my 3rd turn, but Aspirants of the Order and Caliban Knight... Sorry, I don't have anything for my 2nd turn. I don't have a 3 energy card or a 1 energy card. But Aspirants of the Order and Caliban's Knights are overkill for my 3rd turn, so I put away Aspirants of the Order. And I was rewarded with Lord Malchiol. Okay, that's a great opening card for this build. So let's go ahead and take out that turret and drop Malchiol. So Malchiol goes down and turret is bye-bye. Okay, his 3 energy turn, what's he bringing? Oh wow, I didn't expect that. I think he was hoping that's got enough health to make it through the next turn. And ordinarily it would, except that I do have Malchiol in play. So, I can drop Caliban's Knights by using Malchiol's ability, and that damages that building just enough that I can finish it with my Warlord.
I regret that I can't offer you a grand feast.
Okay, he brings in a tough frontline troop and hits that. Okay. So I know this guy, like, he stuns units that attack it, but I have to take it out. So let's start softening him up a little. Getting Luther stunned is usually not the biggest deal. I mean, he doesn't have the best stats or active ability. Doesn't matter so much. And both my guys have Duplicitous, so he cannot attack with my Warlord, and he's elected to keep his front line up. Which turns out to be a mistake for him, so we can use Lord Malchiol to take out the troop and knock out his front line. So this is hopefully setting me up for the next turn. Well, that's a little unfortunate. I was hoping at least one of those turrets would hit my Warlord. He's now managed to clear out my board. He's closing up the gap to me. Alright, so let's go ahead and drop Aspirants of the Order as well as Local Uprising. That creates lots of targets for the turrets, and I can destroy 1 turret, so let's see who that shot hits. Perfect. Could not ask for a better target. Oh, another frontline troop. Wow. Okay, that's fine. I got this. So he goes ahead, he destroys 1 of my troops, but this is where Brand of Fire shines. So it goes on the board and does 3 points of damage. That takes out his vehicle. It now gets flanked, so I can destroy the front line. I can take out 1 turret with that, one turret with my Warlord, and my Jaegers can finish off the last turret. Now I've wiped out his board. Nice. Alright, what's next? Fortification Mastery. And his ability... Oh, this is not good. Does he... Yeah, Sustained Barrage. That's going to be 8 points of damage. That's what I was afraid of. Counter board wipe. Alright, here we go. Oh, that's good. Caliban's Knight will be handy here. Leticia, ooh, Betrayal and Behind Enemy Lines. Fantastic. Alright, let's go ahead. We're going to drop Caliban's Knight. And we're going to take a chance over here. We're going to use him to create a troop and then drop a Betrayal. Hoping the turrets don't kill Caliban's Knight. Because I have a cunning plan coming up. Okay, that was pretty good. I like that. Stalwart Defenders. I'm surprised it took this long for that card to enter play. Oh, lots of tough defenses over there. And Heavy Bastion. Nice. Under most conditions, this would start to set up the end game for the Imperial Fists. However, all that bastioning. I have a cunning plan. Create another troop, so I have 6 troops on the board, damage that, and now so I have 6 points of damage on the board from this. 3 troops on the board, 2 points of damage per, 3 units on the board, 2 points of damage per unit, but whatever it is, it adds up to another board wipe. He's now going ahead and he is playing, ooh, interesting, there's a troop with a turret. Okay. Alright, what comes up? Hadwin Squad, interesting. Okay, let's put them onto the board. Damage that troop, so now he's below 5 health. Also, he's on 4. Okay, never mind. There we go. Boom. The Hadwin Squad and Behind Enemy Lines allowed me to do 4 points of damage to the enemy board, which was white. Here comes a vehicle, but now, if you notice, my Arch Betrayer is 8 points. So, let's do this. What I can now do is play Arch Betrayer, and that leaves me with 2 points of energy, which is enough to steal a unit with 5 or less health. So even though I have not damaged that vehicle, it is now mine. He goes ahead, he shoots me, not the vehicle, that's good. Fortification Mastery. Is he setting up another one of these barrages? Oh, look at that. 4 turrets, yeah, that is going to be 10 points of damage. Okay, that's not bad. And of course, there we go. Alright, so he's got 4 turrets, lots of bastioning. Let's steal his strongest turret now. Bring in Brand of Fire to destroy one of those, and with Flank it can destroy the other. Turret who shoots me again. He only has 3 cards. Disciplined Fire, that's a good move over there. He's about to create another turret with his Warlord. I wonder what his last 2 cards are. Okay, but we're going to repeat my move. So again, we're going to steal his strongest turret. That's this one. And now we can bring in a recon squad as well as trigger a local uprising. Over to him. Unfortunately, his turret managed to take out one of my guys. He drops a second turret, and now he brings in his Dreadnought. Now, the interesting thing is that Dreadnought has 8 health, so my Warlord's active ability cannot steal it. However, my 1 card in hand. I mean, honestly, I have lethal anyway. I could use Caliban's Heart and the stuff I have on the board. But I like to win in style, so let's use Irresistible Charisma to persuade that Dreadnought to join me for a turn. And kill him with it. Nice. So in that match, Luther's new ability to steal a troop with 5 or less health, regardless of whether or not its damage, can be seen to be making a bit of a difference. And we're gonna wrap this up with one last fight now. So here is Luther against Magnus the Red. Okay, so I actually like my starting cards. Turn 1, I can play Astartes Recruits. Turn 2, Lectitio Divinatus, and hopefully grab another 2-cost card. If not, Lectitio Divinatus and use my Warlord's ability to allow Astartes Recruit to attack Magnus without taking damage. Alright, here we go. Oh nice, Betrayal as well. Astartes Recruits are up. Let's go ahead and hit Magnus. He gets Abandoned Supplies, so he's going to be putting out a cheap unit or a tactic. Comes back to my turn. Okay, so the interesting thing is I've got 2 Strategic Masteries. Normally I would play that as soon as I have a good position, but against Magnus the Red, the Caliban's Jaegers are not such good troops, because they only do 1 point of damage and they start to really make his Reckoning easy to trigger. So I want to save Strategic Mastery until I have lots of Caliban's Jaegers on the board, and I can buff that at once. In the meantime, trying to save my duplicitous troops to react to what he has. I know that until he reaches 8 energy, he won't be able to easily play a board wipe card. 8 psychic energy, I mean. Interesting. Pentudas is being used to hit my Jaegers instead of healing him. Like, honestly, as Magnus, I like letting the enemy have lots of Jaegers out there because it just goes a long way to triggering my Reckoning. Okay, so now we're reaching 8 energy. Now, I'm trying to bait out his area damage card. He's going to dump a lot of his psychic energy. And so I'm sort of leaving these 2 guys as only being able to be killed by area damage. Wow, look at him going through his deck so fast. Is he on 10 cards? Was. He still has 10 cards. Nope, 9 now, okay. 8 cards in hand. Okay, good. There's the Caliban's Heart, which I'm gonna need. And let's drop Master Radio and start dealing with some of this stuff. We'll take out his troop and deal some heavy damage to Magnus. He's on 22 health, I'm on 30. Yeah, I'm on 28. So surely he's got to use this to trigger healing from Pentudast soon. Question is he going to heal Magnus or is Pentudast going to heal himself? Wow, City of Light, there we go. Interesting, Pentudast is really pushing this hard. Keep the duplicitous troops coming. I've run out of options a little though right now on what to play, so let's use my ability to just allow my Astartes to keep damaging Magnus over there. Oh snap! Alright, Issachar or with the bounce back to his hand. That's why he wasn't healing Pentudas before. Okay, there's the Pentu heal. Alright, now I've got a little bit of a problem. I can't really play Caliban's Heart, can't get rid of my unit, so let's just use behind enemy lines to clear out my board and do a ton of damage to Magnus. Building up a big pool of energy. And there's more Issachar ore. Alright. Oh, more bouncing of Issachar. That's fun. Okay. Let's bring in Caliban's Heart. Nice. And again, I want to be very careful with using Jaegers on Magnus. I haven't been counting enough, and so I'm just assuming he's very close to triggering, so I'm not gonna hit him unnecessarily. Wow, more Psyker. Magnus is now Psyker 3. More Issachar ore. A warp portal to bounce Issachar right back in there. Praetor's demise on one of my guys. He's using that just to draw cards. How many cards does he have left? 6. Alright, Brand of Fire. Can't do much over here, so I'm actually going to just dump both of my strategic masteries onto the board. And I will shoot him a little. What I'm basically trying to get into a position is where I can use the Arch Betrayer and Brand of Fire to finish.
A good battle is always red and not messy.
18 energy. What can you do with Reflection and 18 energy? Let's see. Witchfire. Ooh, okay. The first Witchfire was cheap. 2 energy. Now the Reflection being made costs 4 again. 3 damage. Slightly below average. Two damage, that's well below average. 5 damage, above average. And he's got 1 more shot. Now what's interesting here is ordinarily he has lethal on me next turn. I've got no frontline units and he's got 2 units with 5 attack each. However, let's use the Arch Betrayer right now. That gives me 5 more health first of all. And now I can just steal Issachar ore. And I don't want to shoot Magnus at this point still. So let's just soften up that guy. And I think at this point he realizes there's not much he can do. He doesn't have enough psychic energy to kill me. He doesn't have enough damage on the board. Maybe he's just trying to see if he draws something interesting, but this is pretty much over for him. Goes ahead, he attacks me. Plays a Warp Retreat. There we go. And bye-bye. Nice. Alright. That was a fun little match against Magnus. Just again showing off the difference Luther's new Reckoning ability can do. Alright, so here's one last look at the deck which I had. So again, as I mentioned, the key area in this deck is playing lots of cheap troops with Duplicitus early on. A little bit of cycling through the deck with Lecticio to try and get to that. And then you want to have Caliban's Heart to lead you into the Reckoning and then use probably the enemy's most lethal troops to try and finish him off. Alright, what do you guys think? Have you faced Luther since the Reckoning? Have you faced Luther's Reckoning since the Balance patch? Is he improved? Is he better? Is he worse? What do you think? Let me know, and until the next video, as usual, I'll see you on the battlefield, guys. Bye for now, everyone.